All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So I literally just walked in the door and saw that Albert Breer posted a really in-depth article and had some information about the New York Jets quarterback position, right? Talked about a couple of names that haven't really been thrown around or linked, tied to the Jets coaching staff, to the Jets front office whatsoever. Of course, talked a little bit about Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, still some uncertainty there. And Jimmy Garoppolo and Ryan Tannehill, those four are like I feel like the four favorites to become the New York Jets' next quarterback. Those are those are the four guys that people keep throwing out. I feel like in the Jets' minds, those are probably the four guys that they would A, love to have, and then B, also realistic at the same time. There is some talk about maybe Lamar Jackson. The Jets would be high on the list. The Jets would go hard to, possibly acquire him. But who knows? At this point, who knows how that situation is going to play out? Although the clock is ticking here with the Ravens and Lamar to get a contract extension done. March 7th is the deadline. It's the last day. But he threw out the name Geno Smith. Okay, now I got to be honest, I've always loved Geno. I was so pumped to see the kind of year that he had. It was fun to watch, really, right from the get-go, right? They trade away Russell Wilson. They get this awesome haul back in return. Geno Smith just instantly hits the lineup and just takes off, like, immediately. And it was just a fun ride, right? It was a fun ride. And, I know Geno Smith's not for everybody. I know he didn't work out with the New York Jets, but thinking about him rejoining the Jets, I just don't see I'm not going to sit here and say it's unrealistic because it could definitely happen. Much like Lamar, he has yet to re-sign with the Seattle Seahawks. But at the same, on the other hand, Geno has been public about wanting to go back to Seattle. The Seattle Seahawks loved him. He already has the chemistry. The players loved him. And on top of that, it doesn't really seem like Geno Smith is going to, like, he's hitting free agency with money as his number one option. Like, I got to cash in $45 million a year, $40 million a season, $35 mil. I don't think he has the money as priority number one. I think he just wants to find a good fit. And obviously, Seattle, to me, is that best fit. Now, when we look at the other quarterback name that was mentioned, it was Daniel Jones. Now, this one's super interesting because there has been multiple reports saying that the Giants want to reach a long-term extension with Jones, as well as Saquon Barkley. They haven't used the franchise tag yet. I know they want to, sign both guys to long-term deals, but I think they'll probably re-sign one and use the franchise tag on the other. That's just my guess. Jones is interesting, though, because obviously he's still a young player coming off the best season of his career. Not a ton of help with wide receivers and whatnot. Just doesn't really have a plethora of weapons, frankly, talent around him outside of Saquon Barkley. When we just look at running backs, pass catchers overall, it's just wasn't really all there. It's just a testament to Brian Daboll, that offensive staff, and of course Daniel Jones taking a step further in his development. I just unless the Giants are absolutely in love with a guy like Derek Carr, or maybe they have their eyes set on somebody else. I'm trying to even think of a name that could be like realistic here. I just have a hard time seeing the Giants letting Jones walk in free agency, not signing him, not tagging him, just allowing him to hit the open market, him signing somewhere else, and then the Giants not really having that plan B. So if that happens, if you're a Giant fan, you have to assume that there is a plan B and the Giants love somebody else more than Derek Carr. Or maybe they just don't feel comfortable paying Jones whatever he's looking for. I know there was that one number that got floated, or that one report that got floated out there, around $40 million for Daniel Jones, which in my opinion is too much. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting here. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, again, Jimmy G, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers. The good news here, right, I know some of the names on that list excite fans, some don't. But I think the beauty of the whole situation, they're all better options than what the Jets had a year ago, right? I feel like we can literally make a case for each one of those guys and say, hey, you know what? The Jets are in better hands with all of those different quarterbacks than they were a year ago. So it should be interesting. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much, and as always, go Jets.